Hello everyone, welcome. This is Love Maitri. I'm Maitri, and today we're going to do another pick a pile reading. This one for three things that are coming your way before 2023 ends. This is a requested reading, so I'm excited to do it. And again, as always, there are three piles that you can pick from. I'm going to show you the cards in just a little bit. Ah, I have been avoiding this space a little because I'm camera conscious and I avoid literally anything and everything that requires me to kind of show up in front of people, in front of a screen, or anything actually. But the past couple of days I've been feeling this really deep pull towards this space, and I just saw 111. I just had to show up today. The sun came out and it's beautiful sky, it's a beautiful day, so I thought I should make the best of it. Mm-hmm. Let's get started. Hello, group one. So, if you chose the grounding card, I'm just gonna hide the image, then this is going to be your reading. I just realized that even though I did not set a specific intention when I was pulling out these three cards to represent the three piles, they somehow managed to represent your current energy for the rest of the year, for the rest of however many days we have left before 2023 ends. And since you have the grounding card, you are showing up in that present, rooted, earthy energy. But I feel like something more here. It's like it's not just about being present and rooted in the current reality. It's also about being present and looking beyond the surface, like looking into a mirror, but seeing things that only you can see. I kind of feel like it is related to one of the three things that are showing up for you before this year ends, but there's this undercurrent here, like like you're looking at things from a different perspective. You're noticing the things that need to be altered or changed, and then you're working towards that. Okay, so for the first thing that's showing up for for this group before 2023 ends is all of a sudden I feel so scattered. I feel like, okay, we'll talk about it. I feel distracted. The first thing that's showing up for you is an opportunity to travel, especially if this was a trip that you tried to plan during the earlier months, like somewhere at some point in 2023 you tried to plan a trip, but it just got cancelled or it just did not work out or anything like that. During this month, that opportunity is going to come back, and this time you will be able to make it happen. There is an element of trust here, like you might feel, oh, it got cancelled before, so it's going to get cancelled again. You might have that sentiment towards this opportunity, but you don't have to feel that way. You're most probably going to go out and have a lot of fun. This could also be some kind of a celebration, like Christmas celebration, New Year celebration, or a wedding celebration, but you have the opportunity to travel or to celebrate, to go out and dress up and just have fun. Okay. The second thing that's showing up for you is that mirror energy that we were talking about. I feel like you are identifying some kind of a blockage. It could be a mental blockage, it could be an emotional blockage. mm. It's like it's always been here, and it's caused you a lot of pain. It's caused a lot of obstacles in your physical reality, but it's only now that you're actually able to see and pinpoint it. This could be like a lack mindset or a certain belief. It's something that has been hindering your progress, in different ways. And now you are working towards healing this thing because you're finally able to see through it. You can tell what it is, and you can tell what you need to do to change it. And as a result, you feel like it's a knot being untied. It's something being unclogged. You feel a sense of flow. You feel like you are able to receive. You feel like you're able to welcome blessings. The first thing I heard was that you're going to start feeling lucky. you know yeah, there's something being untied here, unclogged, unblocked, and it's going to create a sense of flow. That's the second thing that's showing up. Maybe after this trip or this celebration happens, you realize that you have a tendency of like focusing on the negative, or you have a tendency of holding a lot more space for doubt rather than faith. These three things could be completely interconnected, and one could lead to another. Your group has that vibe for sure. Then the third thing that's showing up for you, you have the card, what do you really want? This is exactly why I think that all of these things are interconnected, because after you've untied that knot, after you've unclogged whatever was blocked, you are able to not just feel a sense of flow energetically, but you're actually able to take actions differently. So I want to give an example, but I don't want it to hurt anybody. That's not my intention. It's something that I'm using from my own life. Um, I gained a lot of weight during the pandemic, and when I was a teenager, a lot of my friends, a lot of my family members would call me fat, even though I wasn't fat, and they would basically shame me with that word. And as I grew older, I actually did start to put on weight, and you know how fat is just it's just seen with a lot of shame in our society, right? So first of all, I was shamed while growing up, and then when I did gain fat, I was shaming myself, even though the people around me were not doing or saying anything. And all of a sudden, I had so much shame that I was sitting with, that it was really hard to talk about it. It was really hard to like get out of that funk. And then I don't even know how it happened, but it just came to me one day that I'm carrying so much shame for nothing, and that it's actually one of the biggest blockages that I have on my journey when it comes to like fitness or like health issues. Like, I'm not able to lose weight because I'm so stuck on the fact that I was body shamed for my entire childhood, and then it actually happened. I was so attached. I was in a habit of all of that shame, and that in turn became a blockage. And something like that is happening for you, where you are identifying a blockage that has been restricting the flow of good things in your life. And now that I've healed that relationship with the idea of fat, with the idea of weight gain, with the idea of exercise or food, and I've realized that now it's not so much about what I look like in front of all the people in my life. It's more about how I feel. It's about the relationship that I have with food, with movement, with exercise. Now that I know that, I'm able to align my actions accordingly. I'm able to take different actions because they're not rooted in shame. You know, just like that, once this blockage is cleared away, you're able to take more inspired action that are aligned with the goals that you have set for yourself. And the third thing that's happening for you is movement, and it's all divinely timed. Like, it feels like this is a blockage that's been here for a while, like a lack mindset or a particular belief or a certain emotion that you haven't been able to release. And now that it finally gets unclogged, you're able to move forward, And Spirit is saying that this is the perfect time for this to happen. You're not late, you did not delay anything, This is the journey that you were supposed to take to this point. Yeah. I feel the sense of achievement. Like, even if not a lot of your physical reality changes before the year ends, there's a sense of change, there's a sense of flow, of movement. Like I've cleared away something, I've released something big, and I'm moving forward. I'm finally feeling like I'm progressing. Yeah. Hmm. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so those are all the messages that I had for you. Let me know if it resonated, and I'll see you in the next video. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Bye now. Hello, group 2. So, if you chose the Unplug from Mass Consciousness card, this is an intense one. Then this is going to be your reading. There's a clear message here about finally knowing what you want and not what the people around you tell you that you should want. I hope that makes sense. It's like you're finally learning how to identify your true, your deepest, wildest desires. And you're learning how to prioritize those over everything that the people around you tell you, that the society tells you. There's so much power in your cards. There's so much power, and there's so much pink. I think, like, there is a heart chakra activation here, like you're connecting with your heart, you're connecting with your soul, but at the same time, like on the surface, it's showing up as courage, as ambition, as power, as confidence. It's one of those things, like it's a beautiful, healthy, divine masculine energy that's rooted in a healthy feminine energy. Your heart is what fuels you. Your heart's desires align you, inspire you, guide you. It's so beautiful. And I feel like the three specific things that are showing up for you in this reading are really interconnected. They're just intertwined, honestly. So one of the things, the first thing that's happening for you, in fact, I don't want to use that order. For group 1, I used an order, like that's the first thing, that's the second thing that's happening for you. But for you, I kind of want to just lay down all the messages, and leave it up to you, like how you would like to receive it. So if you would like to move out, if you would like to travel, because that's a message that keeps showing up in my collective readings a lot these days. Like, people seem to be shifting, traveling, just moving out. Maybe you want to temporarily change your landscape, change your scenery. Like, you might just feel called to go somewhere and be there for like a month or two. Something like that might happen. I thought I saw 333, but that was just, yeah, that was my imagination. That was, I think, 222 instead. If you feel called to move, if you feel called to travel, although this does feel like shifting rather than traveling, then that's going to happen. At least the planning of it will start. The preparation will begin. You're ready to do it. And like, a lot of you might deal with some doubt. The people around you might try to interfere, might cause blockages, obstacles. Your family could be like, but why do you have to move, why do you have to go there, why do you have to take a break from your job, and just travel for a month, why do you want to do that? And you're not going to listen to all of those things. You're just going to follow what your heart is telling you to follow. And in the process, you're becoming really close to yourself. There's a beautiful balance between your masculine and feminine energies that is showing up here. Yeah, that's the thing. I just heard you feel empowered. You're feeling driven. You're feeling confident enough to make this move. That's why I felt like this is something that I have to just lay all out, because it's like there's development happening in layers. You feel empowered to make this change, and once you do choose to make this change, you feel even more confident in being able to make your own choices and standing up for them. Hmm. Again, it's that beautiful balance between your heart and mind. Your heart told you to follow this, and your mind just got to work like, let's make it happen. There's a lot of creative energy here. Yeah, I just noticed you have the number 3 card, and I thought I saw 333. Hmm. Triple two, triple three, triple four, and triple seven could be specific, significant numbers for this group. Signs that you're on the right path. Even if you don't know what these numbers specifically mean, you can always take them as signs that you are on the right path. There's a lot of creative energy here. Like, if this is not like a physical move, like traveling or shifting or anything like that, this could also be you taking up a new skill or starting something new or learning something new, because there's a lot of creative original energy here. Like, you want to make something happen, and now you're just like looking for ways to do it. Again, at the core of it lies a balanced, healthy feminine energy where you have trust, where you are connected with your intuition, where you are listening to your heart, to your soul, where you're not restricting yourself. There's a lot of freedom here. There's a lot of, let me take up space. Let me make mistakes, let me try new things, let me do new things, let me see where this goes. I feel called to it, so I'm just going to make it happen. I'm just going to go follow it. And I want to have trust, I want to have faith in myself, my soul, my journey, the universe, and I want to take action based on this faith. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. There is a need for you to make sure that you also take the time out to be detailed, to be in that planning mode where you figure out everything that you need to do. If there's like budgeting that you have to do, yeah, because finances specifically might be involved here, and you want to be careful with that. You want to plan as many details as you can, okay? And Hmm. Like, your heart is not saying, let's just leave the mind behind, let's leave rationality behind, let's leave practicality behind. Your heart is not saying that. Your heart wants you to combine these two different elements and just move forward, you know. I don't know why, but there's this the message that I pulled out as the third thing that will happen for you before 2023 ends. There's this message about having a lot of options. Like, there's so much that you can do, there's so much expansion. Again, that message about creativity. Like, if you are faced with an obstacle or a problem, you will have a lot of ways to create solutions. This could also be representing like divine support. I feel like you just need to set that intention, like, I need help with this thing, I need to receive support for this, or anything like that. Or like, you can even ask. This could also be talking about that, because I felt called to mention those angel numbers, right? So it's like you could even ask the universe for more signs and more guidance, so that you know that you're going the right way, that this is the right thing to do, or so that you know that, yeah, just so you know which path you're supposed to follow, especially if you have like a lot of choices to make. um, you can even ask for those, and the universe will send you all the signs that you need. Your soul will send you all the support that you need. hmm. That's kind of what it feels like. Like, there's guidance and support and reasons to have trust and faith, coming your way from all directions. Feathers especially could be an important sign. The color pink, of course. I want to clarify. I want more information on this, spirit, please. Again, don't hesitate. Like, don't hesitate to ask for a sign. Don't hesitate to ask for support. It just feels like there are a lot of creative ideas that you're having to explore, that you are exploring. Like, yeah, this I just heard, like, I could make this happen, I could do that, and I could do this. Like, this so much. The possibilities are so many, you know, and it's exciting. But there's that little space where you can, like, overthink too much, or you might get confused, like, how do I go about it, where do I even start? um, and that's why you need to make sure that you come back to that heart space, that space of feminine energy where you can be connected to your higher self, and you can channel guidance directly from them. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot that you're exploring, and it's okay for you to take your time with it. It's okay for you to go slow. It's okay for you to be a little confused, but know that you will be divinely guided and protected, and that, yeah, I just heard, like, no matter which path you follow, what path you end up taking, it's going to be fine. Hmm. So those were all the messages that I had for you. Let me know if it resonated, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, Group 3. So, if you chose an invitation to connect, then this is going to be your reading. I love that you got this card because there's a lot of purple in your cards, and that's actually the first thing that came through. That mm, before this year ends, you have the opportunity to connect with your soul, but like in a way that you haven't done before. Um, Again, for just like for group 2, your messages are very interconnected. So these do not have to be like three separate things. It could be just like one thing happening in layers. One thing leading to another, because I feel like, again, as I said, there's an opportunity for you to connect with your soul, and I think that this is a very specific, particular past life of yours that is showing up, or like past lives in general. The number 111 or 1111 could be important signs for you. uh, yeah, it's time for some past life of yours to show up on the surface, for you to know more about your soul's journey, your soul's path, why your soul is here, what what it wants to experience in this lifetime. And I'll be honest, your cards are not giving away a lot of information. They're not they're not telling me a lot, and they're not allowing me to channel a lot. And I think that's because, of course, for each one of you, what your soul wants to tell you is going to be different, right? Each one of your journeys, it's very, very different, right? And also because all of these messages are supposed to be communicated directly to you. So a lot of you are going to have visions. You're going to start seeing things while you're meditating. You might retract some memories in your dreams, in your sleep. um, and there's something about lucid dreaming here as well. Like, certain visions are going to start showing up. But of course, you have to hold space for that. You have to be in that space where you can receive all of those images and messages, right? um, but there's some kind of a revelation here as well. Like, whatever you get to know about your past life is going to reveal something about this lifetime. Like, oh, this is why I have been holding on to this pattern, or this is the karma that I'm undoing, or just something about your soul purpose, your journey. Except it feels much more magical than how I'm translating it right now. Like, it's going to be like an eye-opening moment. You're going to feel like, I didn't even realize that this was possible. I didn't even realize that past lives could have such a a strong impact on us, you know. A lot of you might even feel called to get personal tarot readings done, to just look into these things if you feel that you are not able to receive these messages directly, right? But again, it's an opportunity for you to connect with yourself on a deeper level. You're going to find something out about yourself, about your being, you know, about your journey, your patterns, your habits. Again, your cards are not giving away a lot, which is a little annoying, but I understand. I understand if all of your souls are simply setting a boundary, you know. It's going to happen in divine timing. It's not something that you can force, you know. So, like how I just said, that you might feel called to get a reading done specifically for your past lives or your Akashic records or something, right? But that doesn't mean that you just dive right in, you know. That doesn't mean that just because I've said it doesn't mean that you're going to get one, okay? It's only when you feel called to get one. It's only when the time is right for you to receive that information that is actually going to happen. And it's going to be directly communicated to you. This is between you and you. Ah, I know that that doesn't feel like three different things, but as I said, it's happening in layers. Like, yeah, these messages might be communicated to you in different parts, you know, at different points of the month, and the realizations, the awakening might happen in layers as well. Yeah, it's like jigsaw pieces, you know, like jigsaw puzzle pieces, like different pieces falling into place when the time is right. You know, like when we're solving a jigsaw puzzle, it's not like you go from you go in order, right? You find a piece and you try to fit it in, you know, and sometimes it's the left part of the image that gets settled first, and then you move towards the bottom puzzle pieces, you know, like there's no order that you're following. It's just like that, like it's just going to fall into place when the time is right, in bits and pieces, you know. mm. Don't force it, don't freak out, don't get agitated or impatient, like why is this not making sense, you know, what was that vision I had and how is it connected to the message that I received today. You know, you don't have to connect all the dots, they will be connected for you. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think those were all the messages that I had for you. Let me know if it resonated, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.